Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Mike the Caveman. Now, if you've ever visited the Stardew Valley page on Nexus Mods and searched the term Grandpa, you may have noticed that there are quite a few mods, all centered around the one and only lovely Grandpa. Some of these are very respectful to our Grandpa, and some of them are a bit debaucherous. But today we're going to go through all the ones that I thought were noteworthy and just explore all the ways that we can change our lovely Grandpa in Stardew Valley. Alright, I'm not typing all this in, so we're just gonna go G for Grandpa, Grandpa, Grandpa. And this is just going to be the vanilla intro, just to show what it's supposed to look like. We have Grandpa dying in a bed. A pretty shitty bed, if I'm being honest. Just a little cot with little pin legs. And yeah, he's giving us the letter, telling us we can have the farm. It's all ours now. Not much to see there. Same old standard intro. Okay, first up we have Better Dying Grandpa. And as you can see, the animation has been completely redone. Grandpa's no longer just laying around in a bed. He's got a nice little chair. He's got some fat legs, I'm gonna say that much. But he's just chilling. He's having a good time, and he's enjoying his last few moments on Earth by a cozy fire, sitting in his favorite chair, I'm assuming. And he's given us the letter, so not much is different, but he's definitely in a more dignified state. So that's good. Hopefully from here it doesn't get more crazy and disrespectful. This next mod is Grandpa's bed is slightly worse. And his bed is just kind of falling apart. It's got stubbier legs than usual, but one of them has just broken off. He's just laying head against the wall at a downward angle, feeling gravity slowly pulling him off the bed, I'm sure. And yeah, it's not looking too good for Grandpa. I don't know what this weird glitching texture is here, but it's definitely a little worse than it was before. Grandpa's in a pretty sorry state, a little bit undignified. But thank you, Grandpa, again for the farm. That's very kind of you. And I'm sorry I couldn't come by earlier to fix your bed before it was too late. This one was called Improved Intro. And to be honest, I don't really see much difference. Maybe the headboard is a little thicker? I don't know. But I'm not really noticing much improvement, to be honest. Looks like he's got one eye cocked open. I don't think that's oh, he was winking at me, I guess. He just closed it. I don't see how that's an improvement. That's kind of creepy. He's like, I got an eye out for you. I'm watching you. You go ahead and take my farm. Take everything I got. Yeah, I don't really see how that's much of an improvement, to be honest. Next we have Grandpa is a Joja Cola addict. He has been drinking this shit like it's going out of style. There are cans just hoarded about. He's got it all over the bed, and his skin has turned blue like he's been drinking liquid silver, whatever that crazy cult lady was doing, if you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, he's lost it, and I guess he's ride or die. He's doing it into his deathbed. I once knew a guy who smoked cigarettes constantly, and anytime somebody would tell him to quit, he would say, you know, when I die and I go to the pearly gates of heaven, I'm gonna tell God I never quit anything, even when it killed me. Which is insanely stupid, but, you know, you gotta admire the conviction. And I admire Grandpa's conviction here. He stayed true to himself, even when it killed him. So sorry, Grandpa, you're turning blue, you're covered in coke, and that's about it. Thanks for the farm. Next we have George and Evelyn playing a mean game of ping pong right on Grandpa's bed, right over him. It looks like this ball is bouncing from here, whacking off his beard, whacking off. It looks like the ball is bouncing off the bed, bouncing off his beard, and she's smacking it back to him, and they are just going nuts. And Grandpa doesn't seem to care. He's having a good old time. I mean, maybe this was his dying wish. He was hanging out with the other old fogies of the town. And he said, when I'm on my deathbed, I want you to slap that ping pong ball off my nuts and just have a blast. Because he was a fun-loving guy. Lord knows. God rest his soul. Again, thanks for the farm. This mod here, for some reason, is just called Finger. I don't know why. It's Mike Ehrmantraut from Breaking Bad. and the room is shaking, and there's a texture on the existing texture, and it's Mike Ehrmantraut from Breaking Bad, and he's pissed the bed. He has a little piss stain there. I don't know what that's about, but maybe in this scenario we're his granddaughter from the show, and we're getting, instead of money, we're getting a farm. And Walt is just gonna let him die, hopefully. Let him rest in peace. You know, we all know Mike was a G. And, yeah, it's just Mike. I don't know. I don't know why, and I don't know why the mod is called Finger, but we have Mike Ehrmantraut with a piss stain taking Grandpa's place. So that's a fun one, and it's glitchy as hell. Next we have a bruised and bloodied Peter Griffin taking the place of our grandpa. He's got a nice bed, I'll give him that. He's got a hospital bed, which is much better than Grandpa had. And he's just laying there, looking disheveled. And he's got the letter right there in his little... Oh, nope, it's coming from his crotch, I guess. And he's giving us the farm. So thank you, Peter. Not much to this mod other than the replaced texture. But it's a fun one. So again, thank you, Peter. I don't know why you're here. I guess I'm a griffin, if you're my grandfather. And I'll do right by you. We'll make a nice farm. So Peter Griffin is Grandpa. That's pretty nice. But you know what's better? Grandpa is now Squidward, who has died choking on a fork. And he's just kind of writhing on the floor. Looking blue. More blue than Squidward typically is because he's choked to death. And that's about all there is to this one. Oh, sorry, Squidward Grandpa. Oh, he gave us a fork. Okay. I guess we'll read the fork one day when we've ran out of patience with the world. Well, thank you, Squidward Grandpa, for the fork. Now I'm curious. We gotta go through the whole thing and let's see if we open up a fork. Alright, he's crushed by the weight of the world. He opens his drawer, and oh my god, it's a fork. Wow, they really went full balls. Balls to the wall. We open the fork and we get his beautiful letter, which it doesn't look like anything's changed, but I do appreciate that they swapped out the actual letter for a fork. I can rest easy, knowing that they went through that. Grandpa's bed is the DashCon ball pit. If you don't know what DashCon is, I recommend looking up the Internet Historian's video about the failure of DashCon. It was basically a convention for Tumblr people, and the main attraction, because it was such a colossal failure, was this ball pit, this tiny little inflatable thing filled with balls. And yeah, it looks pretty nice. He looks cozy. I mean, at least he's still got a pillow. And I'm in my 30s. I haven't been in a ball pit in a very long time, but I remember it being quite a cozy environment. I could probably fall asleep in there. If I did it today, if I went to Chuck E. Cheese, I'd probably get kicked out and arrested, but it would still be a nice place to take a nap, aside from all the screaming children. That's nice. That's respectful. Is it, a nice bed to die on? Probably not, but it's far from the least cozy thing, so not too bad. This one is called Robin Has Tricked You Into Buying Buildings, and she has taken over Grandpa's home. She's wearing a mask to disguise herself as Grandpa. She's got her axe under the bed for some reason. And Grandpa is outside just pounding on the glass trying to reclaim his home. Maybe in this scenario, he's not even dying. She's just come up with a scheme and she's running with it. Not the best one I've seen thus far, but it's humorous. Now Grandpa is trapped outside forever, it seems. She's squatting in his house. And he's going to have to go meet up with Linus and live in his tent, I guess, if he'll accept that. Linus is a nice guy, so I'm sure he'll accommodate. But yeah, not the funniest one, but still pretty good. This one here is just a classic switcheroo. His bed is the envelope, and he's going to hand us a bed as if it were an envelope. I like the execution here. It looks pretty cozy. His head is, I guess, leaning up against the wall, since he does not, in fact, have a pillow this time. But, I've never seen an envelope that big. I would imagine it would be somewhat cozy. He looks content enough. So thank you, Grandpa. That is very kind of you to give me that tiny little bed. And an invitation to take over your farm once you pass away. And we mail you to the cemetery, I guess. That's a pretty good one. I like it. Again, I think we gotta wait and see if the letter that we open in the Joja-Cola headquarters is also a bed. Alright, he's a tired guy. He's crushed by the burdens of modern life. Let's see what we got. It's just an envelope. Disappointed. Grandpa's sword has been taken from the mantle. What the This is the first one I've seen that changed the dialogue. So Grandpa, I think, took his sword and plunged it into his own stomach. As you can tell by his bloody hand, I think it was self-inflicted. And I guess he was just done with it. He was over with it. He was over being alive, and he said, you know what? We're gonna go out with some balls, and I'm gonna do it myself with this sword. Finally, the sword has a point. Literally and figuratively. Grandpa's dead. I need to see if he had his affairs in order. Poor Grandpa. Covered in blood. Still on that shitty little cot. Also, the fire is out in this one. I like that they dimmed the lights and everything. That's some good attention to detail. Feels like someone's watching you. It's time to leave. This one, I'm just curious if the envelope still has blood on it when we open the drawer. Alright, again, we are crushed by the monotony of modern life. And yes, it does. It is a bloody note still. Alright, the rest of it seems to be the same as usual. That's okay. It's time. What do we got? We have Kirby, who has broken into Grandpa's house and swallowed the bed in its entirety, with Grandpa just sort of poking through, and Kirby's little feet hanging off the back, and his little arms, and that's pretty good. I mean, it's quite unfortunate for Grandpa. I don't know what happens inside of a Kirby, but I imagine he's being slowly melted away by stomach acid, and what a way to go. I don't think anybody's ever actually died that way, so it's a first for mankind. We're breaking new ground. And sorry, Grandpa, I'm sorry you had to be the one that experienced this horrific death, but it was for science. Poor Grandpa. At least he can still move a little bit. I mean, his lip is quivering. I don't know what he's doing. He's clapping his fingers together. Maybe he's happy about it. He's doing what he can to clap. That's how happy he is. I mean, I would be pretty happy if Kirby came walking into my house. What a joy. Grandpa-less bed. Grandpa is just gone. I don't know if he already passed away and the funeral home people came and removed the body, or if this is just a mod for people who are disgusted by the elderly. You don't want to look at him. He's a gray old man and you don't want to see his face. So we have the Grandpa-less mod, which is just his shitty cot. The sheets have been removed and I'm assuming cast into the fire, just to get rid of the stench and the dead bodily fluids. And yeah, that's it. I mean, he's just got these skinny little shitty legs. It's his regular bed, but he's gone. Who knows where he is? Maybe he's in the fire too. I don't know. But he's gone. That is Grandpa's bed. Okay, this is the last mod that modifies Grandpa's bed in any way. This one I saved for last because I thought it was the funniest. This is Grandpa is the bed. He has taken the form of the bed itself, and while the legs are arms, he's got 4 hands that are the posts of the bed, and his head is at the foot, and I guess his juicy little buttocks here is going to be the pillows. Which, you know, that makes sense. I mean, I'm sure he had a juicy caboosey, and it's quite a thing to lay your head on. So, if you ever want to curl up in there and feel the warmth of Grandpa, this is the mod for you. It's the stuff of nightmares. It's horrendous. But I love it. He looks content. I mean, he's got a little smile on his face. He's happy to be a bed. That being said, like I said, that's the last Grandpa's bed mod, but I do have one more I wanted to save for the end. As you can see, nothing out of the ordinary here. This is just our typical intro, so I'm going to go ahead and skip through that. And we are off with a new game of Stardew Valley. It's time to see what this mod here is all about. Place is a goddamn ghost town. There we go. This is the Just Grandpa mod. Every NPC in the game has been turned into Grandpa. And we have Shane here, who doesn't recognize me. I'm his grandson. Why are you talking to me? Here we go, we have another Grandpa making his way downtown, walking fast. Gus, hello Gus. aka Grandpa, Guspa. And I'm just gonna kind of wait around till the bar opens so we can get a whole bunch of grandpas in one room. Okay, here's something I wondered about. I have a bunch of other mods installed, like Stardew Valley Expanded and Zuzu City Downtown, a whole bunch of stuff. And I was curious if they were also going to become Grandpa, the added NPCs. But it looks like that is not the case, which is a little disappointing, but I understand. So you're safe from Grandpadom. Alright, it's just about opening time for the bar. And I'm noticing down here that Maru and now Penny have been spared from becoming Grandpa. And I don't know if that's just because they're sitting down or what. Uh-oh, I think I'm about to get jumped. Alright, the bar is open, so let's go see how many grandpas we got in the bar. Alright, well, it's just 2 grandpas so far. Here comes the third. Hello. Oh, it's Pam. Pampa. Welcome, Pampa. Enjoy your drinks. I'm just gonna take a seat and wait for some other grandpas to show up. Pick me out of my seat, will you? This must be Shane. What's going on, Shane? Shane Pa? Oh, hello. So I guess whoever made this mod did not include all the animations as well. Which is okay, I mean, that's a lot to do. There's a lot of NPCs and a lot of specific animations. So he just kind of phases from Grandpa to Shane. And, you know, it's been a little while since I've really dove deep into Stardew Valley. And I don't know what everyone's schedule is, but it's a Monday night, so I feel pretty sure that only the alcoholics are here. It's a lot of fun. I like this mod. I don't really know what it does besides, just turning everyone into Grandpa. If that's your thing, then this is the mod for you. And that's about it. Those are all the noteworthy Grandpa mods that I found, and I hope you had a lot of fun exploring them with me. And if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing. I've got a lot of other videos in the works that are not all Stardew Valley related, but all gaming related. So if that's your kind of thing, then feel free to check out my other stuff. Until then, I'll see ya. Bye-bye.